Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today we're going to be reviewing the newest installment by DC, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of the one Harley Quinn.
This movie starts off really fun. It's very colorful. It's very vibrant. There's a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah, the movie is definitely very stylized. It is kind of a breakneck pace, both in storytelling and action going on. I do like that it has a lot of flashy visuals. It's something that I feel like Harley Quinn and then just whole thing that they've embodied with her character in the DC universe, it just works well, the blend.
Margot Robbie is great as Harley Quinn. She embodies this character that I remember watching back in the Batman series, and I just really enjoy what she does with it.
Yeah, and I will have to say right off the bat that we enjoyed Suicide Squad a little more than I feel like most people did, and she was one of the main reasons I enjoyed that film. And I feel like this movie takes her character and elevates it. She's pretty surface level in that film with some standout moments, but in this one you get to see all the shades of her craziness and even some of the human elements of her character. And I thought those moments, while they do feel a little out of place with the ridiculousness of the movie, they helped with the character.
Start to see her life kind of unravel in this movie after, the breakup with Joker. She really doesn't know what she's going to be doing.
Yeah, you get to see how she deals with the world on her own. And I think that's, the trademark of this film is it's Harley Quinn going out on her own, not having to rely on the Joker or anyone else, and building these bonds with the other female downtrodden characters from Gotham. And I think as they come together as a unit, that's some of the strongest assets of the movie, because while I didn't absolutely love the first half of the movie, I thought the latter half, when they all kind of come together in a way, really stood out.
Yeah, I completely agree with them. There's a lot of going back in time in the first half of the movie, and I feel like it works in most movies, but in this one, I just didn't feel like it was necessary.
Yeah, that was probably my biggest dislike of the movie, is that the first half of it has a lot of backtracking. The movie is done in a style that has Harley narrating over the film, kind of like a Deadpool style thing, a lot of fourth wall breaks. But I don't love when a story really progresses and then we go back and you kind of know where it's going to lead to because you already got there once.
Yeah.
So I didn't think they needed to do that. Maybe people do like seeing the multiple storylines, but I felt like we could have just cut that down and just expanded more when they're actually together.
I really like in this movie how they brought Black Canary and Huntress into it. I always knew about them from the DC universe that's on CW, and I really like what they did with their characters. They kind of made Huntress like a kind of goofy but slash assassin type character, and then Black Canary, they kind of spoil it a little bit in the previews of the movie. I wish they kind of saved her power specifically in the movie when you went and saw it, but I really like their addition to the film.
Yeah, I think that them as a unit is really exciting. I like the whole action scenes involving them. There's a scene that goes on in like a circus type situation, and I thought that whole set piece was really well done. It's really fun, really energetic, some really good action going on there, and it was choreographed pretty well. It didn't look too cheesy or too ridiculous. So I thought they were able to play into their fun personalities into the whole action aspects of it.
Yeah, I definitely like the action sequences in this film. There was a couple that really stood out to me, especially when Harley's in the police
there's like
department.
an evidence room. That was pretty good.
I thought it was very it's super different. It was like a kick butt moment for a girl. I just loved it.
And the movie did have a pretty fair amount of fan service, whether it be from the newer Harley Quinn comic books or from Suicide Squad or the DCEU. You get a little nods to other things in the universe. And I like the fact that this movie is kind of stands alone. It does that in a similar way to Joker, not as much as the Joker because that's really its own thing, but it didn't fully rely on trying to link up with the other movies. And at this point, I don't think DC needs to do that. They just need successful films to build a new groundwork. And I like that they did that. I thought it was really fun. Just there are minor issues with the plot line.
Yeah, Birds of Prey is definitely another great stepping stone for DC films, and I really enjoyed what they did with this one.
Yeah, and I also say I think the villain in this one could have been a little better. I liked him though. Ewan McGregor is good as Black Mask. He's kind of like that Joker Riddler-esque character in a way. He isn't really that interesting or original, but I thought his performance was solid. He adds something to it. You grow to really dislike him. But I thought that Victor Zsasz was a better character in the movie. I liked that he was in it actually a little bit more than him. And I just liked his moments when he's kind of just really creepy.
I thought there was one scene in particular with Ewan McGregor as Black Mask that was super uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I
And
feel
they definitely went there with the character, but he was overall just kind of goofy.
yeah, and I do like that they did take that moment where it snaps where he is a really horrible
Uh huh.
person, because you are seeing him as kind of this goofy eccentric guy, and then you see that moment in the club scene, if you've seen it, where he makes somebody do something they don't want to do, and you are very uncomfortable with it, and you're just like, okay, this guy is really bad. So they
Hmm.
were able to hit those points with him, but I would like to see a little bit more.
Chris Messina as Zaz, I really enjoyed him. It was kind of funny, like we said in our Sinner review. We watched that Birds of Prey and then Sinner, and it was like back to back of him, but he really stands out.
Yeah, I thought he was a standout character. I thought that all the supporting characters
Hmm.
as a whole did a pretty good job. They all had their moments. They all had a pretty decent amount of screen time. So I thought they were able to parse out these characters. Obviously, very Harley Quinn driven, very
Yes.
centric around Harley and her performance. But I thought it worked because that's the draw for the film, I think,
Hmm.
for most general audiences. So I think as a whole, I thought it worked pretty well.
So I'd give Birds of Prey a 7.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this film. I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. The colorful aspects, the way the movie was shot, I think it really stepped above Suicide Squad with a very
Yeah, I
dark
definitely think
theme.
it was better. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked some of the action sequences. It was really like kick butt, and the R rating didn't hold back.
So if I were to rate Birds of Prey, I think I would also actually give it a 7.5. It was a little bit better than I expected it to be.
Mhm.
I did enjoy Suicide Squad, but obviously it's been hit or miss with these movies, and I was a little worried about the amount of stylization, that it was going to be style over substance, and I think they handled that balance pretty well. Margot Robbie always comes to play in these movies. She did an excellent job in my opinion. Supporting cast was solid. Only real issues have to do with the beginning half of the movie with the pacing and going back and forth. That was a big knock for me. And some of the stylization was a little cheesy in my opinion. But overall, really fun movie, really action packed. I think fans of this character and the franchise will enjoy it. So yeah, just a fun movie to go check out.
All right, so this sums up a review of Birds of Prey. Let us know down in the comments down below what you thought. What does it rank amongst the other newer DC movies? I mean, what do you think of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
And remember to always like and subscribe. We always appreciate your support, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.